How's it going, everyone? Your boy Corey here, aka Crasher, back with a new video, and ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a pretty big topic to discuss. This is in regards to YouTube and their changes to the terms of service that they have recently made, and it all started with this tweet right here. This all comes from Team YouTube when they tweeted the following. If you're based in the US, you'll notice that we've updated our terms of service today. Last time we made a TOS update, many of you had questions, understandably, about what this means for you. So we've broken the update down part by part in our forum. Well, this totally isn't going to be a hot mess, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're gonna go a little bit deeper here and actually take a deep dive into their terms of service update and read it out loud and see what is said here. And the update here goes as follows. Hi everyone, today we're making a few updates to our terms of service. The terms of service are legal documents and written in legal language, so we're writing this post to highlight what it means in more plain language. We're rolling out these terms of service starting with the US, but they will be effective in all regions by the end of next year. If you want to view the terms of service in their entirety, check out the link here. Clarification on data that can't be collected. Previous language, the following restrictions apply to your use of the service. You are not allowed to collect or harvest any information that might identify a person, for example, usernames, unless permitted by that person or allowed under Section 3 above. New language, the following restrictions apply to your use of the service. You are not allowed to collect or harvest any information that might identify a person, for example, username or faces, unless permitted by that person or allowed under Section 3 above. What changed? We added or faces to our terms of service to be explicit about what can't be collected. What this means, we're adding this into our terms of service to be extremely explicit about what kind of data users cannot collect from YouTube. YouTube has never allowed the collection of personally identifiable information, including data that can be used for facial recognition, under previous versions of our terms of service, but we want to specifically include language around facial data to be even more clear. We take user privacy seriously and want you to feel confident that your data is never being misused. Okay, so this first section here is really confusing the way that they are trying to word it here, but from my understanding, as well as from a couple of other people that I have spoken to in behind the scenes about this, it sounds like to me, alright, it sounds like to me that we can no longer upload videos that involves showcasing faces of other people if we don't have their permission. So in other words, if you were to upload a vlog or a simple gym video and you have someone that passes by and it just so happens to show their face, that video could essentially get nuked off your channel. And that right there is honestly really bad. But it gets even worse because it also sounds like to me that you can no longer upload videos where you are, say, critiquing another person's behavior based on what they said or their actions. So if you were to showcase a clip of said person doing or saying something that is worthy of valid criticism and it just so happens to show their face, well, your video could essentially get nuked for that, according to this new policy here. That's what it sounds like to me, but I could very well be wrong. Then again, the updates and the wording here is incredibly difficult to understand. It is extremely vague, and it doesn't get to any clear-cut points. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, adding a new section to our terms of service, right to monetize. New section, right to monetize. You grant to YouTube the right to monetize your content on the service, such as monetization may include displaying ads on or within content or charging users a fee for access. This agreement does not entitle you to any payments. Starting November 18th, 2020, any payments you may be entitled to receive from YouTube under any other agreement between you and YouTube, including, for example, payments under the YouTube Partner Program, channel memberships, or Super Chat, will be treated as royalties. If required by law, Google will withhold taxes from such payments. What changed? we've added a new section to our terms of service, Right to Monetize, containing 2 updates. So if we keep on going, what this means, for channels not yet in the YouTube Partner Program, we added this new section to let you know that starting today, we will be slowly rolling out ads on a limited number of videos from channels not in YPP or YouTube Partner Program. This means as a creator that's not in YPP, you may see ads on some of your videos. Since you're not currently in YPP, you won't receive a share of the revenue from these ads, though you'll still have the opportunity to apply for YPP as you normally would once you meet the eligibility requirements. You can always check your progress towards the eligibility on the monetization tab in YouTube Studio. For monetizing creators in the US, we also updated the terms of service to mention that any payments from YouTube to US creators will be considered royalties from a US tax perspective, effective today, November 18th, 2020. Some creators may be required to submit tax information in AdSense that may be subject to US withholding taxes if required by law. US creators will be generally unaffected by these withholding taxes as long as they provide valid documentation. If you have further questions, you may want to seek professional tax advice. For creators outside the US, we'll provide more information about when these terms will become available for you next year. We hope this helps clear up any questions about these changes. And this is the part of the update that everybody in the community absolutely loves. Absolutely no problems here, ladies and gents. Let's go home, pack her in, nothing more to talk about here. Not. This right here is nothing more than a flaming trash fire, because this right here is essentially summed up to this. Since you're not in the YouTube Partner Program, you don't get to make money. But because you're not in the YouTube Partner Program, that doesn't mean that your videos won't have ads on them. Ads make money. But you see, here's the thing, is that you're not going to be getting a cut of that money. It's all going to be going to YouTube. Like, there's no misunderstanding this. There's no taking this out of context. They even explicitly state this right here, and I quote, "This means as a creator that's not in YPP or YouTube Partner Program, you may see ads on some of your videos. Since you're not currently in the YouTube Partner Program, you won't receive a share of the revenue from these ads." So essentially, this is YouTube saying that even though you're not in the YouTube Partner Program, they're still potentially going to put ads on your videos and make money off of your content that you yourself aren't making anything from. Not a scrap, not a dime, nothing. Now don't get this twisted right here, okay? There are a lot of good creators out there that do this as a passion. They do this because this is what they love to do. But even people like this that are extremely passionate and don't give a shit about money would have their blood boiling once they see this take effect. Because it's essentially the case of you not getting paid for your work, but instead someone else is getting paid for work that you put out, that you created. Like, those are the vibes I'm getting out of that part right there. And as for the whole facial recognition and whatever the fuck you want to even call it here, I mean, honestly, this whole thing just seems like an absolutely huge pile of dog shit. And it's already a known fact that YouTube has a lot of problems historically over the last number of years, whether it's through glitches, whether it's through screwing over your own content creators, whether it's through a lack of transparency, what have you. And this right here just kind of puts another chestnut on top of all the other things that goes against your own creators that, funnily enough, keep your site relevant and alive. Like, honestly, YouTube, what cortex of your brain thought that this right here was a good idea to put out? Because it honestly was the worst idea. Well, one of the worst things that you have put out. I mean, let's also not forget about the whole COPPA update at the start of this year. Holy shit, that was a dumpster fire, and it's still not fixed. but this right here, you're not doing any favors for yourself when it comes to your site's reputation. I mean, holy shit, we could go on for hours here. But to wrap up this lovely little video, I want to take a look at some tweets from the community in response to this big update that YouTube put out. Starting with our boy Scott. Hello, can you explain to me what the point of YouTube Partner Program is now? I believe the original idea was to make sure only approved channels can display ads, but since you're putting ads on everything anyways, YouTube Partner Program seems like a barrier you are setting to justify withholding money from creators. Fantastic tweets out. Imagine getting an email from YouTube saying your content is not eligible for advertising, then seeing ads still being placed. Cody Johnson tweets out, this is absolute dog shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? And we see an image showcasing part of their update on the terms of service. Adam Williamson tweets out, so you're telling me you're gonna run ads on my channel without me getting a dime for it? Why? YouTube earns allegedly 15 billion a year and you need more from the creators who's earning nothing? Don't seem right. And we also see a screenshot of part of the update to their terms of service. Jack Saint tweets out a zinger. Hey YouTube, I know a lot of smaller channels are being really critical of your decisions, but I just want to say it's totally deserved and you should go fuck yourselves. Lord Pelagus tweets out, company that needs your content to survive, but won't give you any support for said content, and will put ads on it even if you don't want them, and we see a picture of a girl sipping and being like, but that's capitalism. Pure Marble tweets this out, are you guys trying to say you will monetize on channels and the channel won't make money from the ads? How the fuck is that fair to the creator? What if the creator doesn't want any ads on their videos? And we see an image that showcases part of the update to their terms of service. And you know something, on that note, yeah, the last few tweets actually brought up something else that I want to talk about here. What if there are creators out there that don't want to have ads on their videos? Like say if they either had their own particular reasons, or what if they were talking about something that was near and dear and sensitive to them, and they didn't feel good about putting ads on those type of videos, but yet here you go lollygagging along and putting ads on their videos anyways, even though they explicitly didn't want them on there in the first place. Like YouTube, do you have any standards left? Do you have any morals left? I mean, this right here, honestly, is one of the biggest kicks in the proverbial testicles that the community has ever experienced thanks to you. Like, it's essentially the equivalent of you taking your privates out, slapping them across their face, and saying that we're in the wrong because of the way that we reacted. Like, this is absolute bullshit, man. Like, I'm sorry for the rather graphic comparison here, but it just honestly goes to show and puts into perspective how disgusting this is in so many ways. You mean to tell me that you have absolutely no problem profiting off of our content that we make, but yet if we're not part of the YouTube Partner Program, we don't see a dime of it, but yet you've got absolutely no problem putting ads on our videos pretty much to tease us and be like, yeah, we're having ads on your videos, but guess what? You ain't gonna see a single cent of it even though it's your fucking work. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end the video off right here. I feel myself getting a little bit hot under the collar. This right here actually really infuriates me. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for taking time out of your day to view this video and any other content that you view on my channel. Thank you guys so very much. Have yourself a fantastic day or night depending on your time zone. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.